Welcome back to Marriage Hot Takes. I'm your host, Aaron, along with my wife, Kim. We are here each week just to share a little bit about our successes, our failures, and everything in between on the last 22, almost 22 years of our marriage. And each week, we just want to share a little bit with you and leave you with a hot take each week that you can take into your marriage, take into your relationship, that can just start a conversation, because conversations are so important in marriage. And we just want to give you a hot take that you can take right in and finish up an episode and apply it right away. So, to, as I mentioned, we've been married 22 years, almost 22 years. 22. We're just a little shy of 22 years. And we've talked about on other episodes, we're definitely different people today than we were when we got married when we were 28. As we've talked about on other episodes about improving and changing from the inside out. And those things we've talked about, both of us have worked on intentionally. But there's also some things in marriages that happen unintentionally. Really, they're sneaky.
Yes.
And we touched on it before in another episode about some physical health problems you had
Yes.
as our oldest went off to college.
Yes.
And the doctor, we went to all kinds of different doctors.
Yes.
Because surely it was a physical problem. It had to be something physically wrong.
There was something physically wrong with him.
We spent probably over a year
Trying to find an answer.
Trying to find an answer of what that was. And through that year, you probably lost 30 pounds over that year.
At least.
At least. And we're really getting unhealthy, having a lot of issues because of the weight loss and being sick. And I mean, we had a gajillion tests done.
Every test you could have done.
Because surely it was physical, until we went to one doctor that explained it a little bit different than all the rest.
Right. A little bit nicer.
Yes. And just
the other doctors, I just would walk out. I'd be done.
Yes, you wouldn't give them the time of day.
No.
And so that was how?
It was in 2016.
2016. So 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So right about 40. Yeah, right about 40.
I was 40.
Yeah, 40.
I'm surprised they didn't use that as an answer.
You're just going through.
You're going through
perimenopause.
Yeah, but they already knew it. I had already explained I was not.
That's true. So because again, you'd already had in your late 20s had a hysterectomy.
Yes.
For some other issues. So the doctor, our son goes off to college, spent a year trying to diagnose what's physically wrong. We finally go to a doctor and he prescribes and
anti-anxiety medicine.
Anti-anxiety medicine
for my stomach.
For your stomach, not because of anything else.
No, it wasn't for anxiety.
He posed it as
research has shown.
Research has shown because that would really help with the physical.
Yeah.
He never really said what. He never said this is your diagnosis.
Yeah, he said that would help relax the stomach muscles.
Yes,
that's what we needed.
Because your biggest problem was you couldn't hold anything down, couldn't hardly eat. Everything would just I mean, it just couldn't hold it in. And so you got on the medicine, and things started to improve.
And he sent me to a different doctor, a gastro doctor, who he said deals with cases that are hard to solve.
And that doctor
thought that we were doing the right things.
And just to stay on
that and try new foods every week, add something in.
And so being on the medicine, you added foods in, it eventually came back, your appetite came back, weight came back, all the things started to improve. I mean, it was affecting your life because you were training clients at the time. And I mean, you had to leave in a 30-minute session probably 5 or 6 times
during the session
because you couldn't get through. So it was really affecting a lot of things. And so you gradually started to improve. Um, and really, it turns out as we look back, it was nothing physically wrong because they kept asking, well, have you experienced any changes, any anxiety, any kind of, and you said, no, just
Have
my
you been out
son.
of the country?
Yeah,
Have you done all the things?
my son went to college, but I mean, it's nothing abnormal.
Yeah.
And
I
so
was handling that well.
yes. So really, I mean, as we look back in long drawn out story, to really say that it was a mental health issue. It wasn't a physical issue, but the mental health issue was coming out in a physical issue.
Yes. Because come to find out, if you don't address the mental issue, it will physically come out.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to affect your body in
Even
one way or another.
Even when you say, "Oh, I'm handling this great. I'm doing great,"
and I thought I was.
Yeah, I mean, you were exercising. You
Yeah.
were
I was doing
trying
all
to
the
eat
right
right.
things. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not drinking, not smoking.
No.
I mean, by all
I
doing
was
all
a
the right
health.
things.
Yeah, I was a healthy 40-year-old female
Mm-hmm.
doing all the right things, but anxiety will shut your body down.
And I mean, it really took a while. I mean, probably a couple of years to really come back from that.
Yes.
To fully feel good again.
To bounce back from
that. And eventually, I don't remember. You remember how long you were on the medicine?
Oh, I was probably a couple of years when I was. No, probably a year when I was like, I think I'm good now.
And then one day you just said,
I just said I'm good.
Yeah, which is typical of what you do. I'm good. I'm going to be done with this.
I'm done with this today.
Yeah, I don't need to do this anymore.
Nope. I didn't.
And so you didn't.
I didn't, and I didn't do it the correct way. I just said I'm done with this today.
Yeah, so that's not our advice.
No,
is to just discontinue any type of.
You should always listen to a doctor.
You should always listen to a doctor and taper it off because again, it's not the safest way, and how it didn't go even worse wrong.
Yeah.
If that's a word, worse wrong.
Worse wrong.
I mean, we're really fortunate that it didn't go.
It didn't escalate further than what it did.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I feel like I'm good now, and I have handled myself well since then. Well,
yeah. So that's kind of we're kind of leading into what we want to talk about today.
Yes.
Because that was a year long having problems with it. It was a couple years getting better.
Yep.
And then we rock on for a number of years.
Yeah.
And probably the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And if we're being honest, it has increasingly got a little bit more progressive.
Yep.
And really, what we're talking about is really your anxiety.
Yep.
It's not my
mental health.
Your mental health. It's not necessarily anxiety. It's part of it. I mean, anxiety is a part of it. Mm-hmm. And so, as I say, progressively worse, how would you explain because I think we hear a lot about mental health.
Yeah.
And so we say mental health, and we can think all kinds of things. But how does the mental health look for you?
Well, I feel like I have good days and bad days, and just I feel like getting out around people is a big deal. Like just to be around people causes me a lot of anxiousness. I worry about what people are thinking, what they might say, what I might say. Like I think that I need to already have a plan going in to talk to someone of how I think that the conversation will go. So I have all of my responses figured out, which then causes a whole thing in my head. Or if something were to, like if I think something might be off with the kids, just causes me to kind of shut down. And it just goes from there. I mean, it's from little things to big things. And it really just, it's easier to stay at home than to be out and about around.
And so like sometimes even like during the day, if you have something to do later that day, you feel like you can't do anything else that day.
Yes, I'm going to sit here and wait until I have that at 4:00. So if I have to be somewhere at 4:00, all day I'm going to have come home from workout and got my shower. And then that day I'm going to just kind of be like, it's probably almost time to go and wait on it. Because I can only do that.
And then some days, even if you don't have anything to do, I mean, anywhere to be, there's some days you're not like sure what to do around the house. Like you can't decide on.
Can't get it going.
Can't get it going. And if there's if you have to do 2 or 3 things in one day, that's overwhelming to you to do multiple things in a day. Again, around being around large groups. I'll just give an example. So people can kind of see what it looks like. We went out a couple weeks ago with friends, and we're going to a comedy show. And it's giving you anxiety just right now.
Yeah.
As we're talking about it, but and we were supposed to be there at 7:00
at the comedy show.
The comedy show,
an improv
it was
show.
Starting at 7:00. It was an improv show.
They're
You're
gonna just get people from the audience.
Like whose line is it anyway?
Yes.
And so if you're watching, you can see Kim now is getting nervous by her hands, her movements. But that's what it really looks like. It's what it really is. And so we were supposed to start at 7:00. The show was supposed to start at 7:00, and we got there. We got turned around, and so we got there about 5 after 7, and we're having to go in. And literally, you were in the parking lot as we're walking in. I'm with you, but we're with 2 other couple friends, and I mean, you're kind of swaying back and forth. You're kind of doubling over, trying to catch your breath, standing back up. Because your fear going in was tapping your face, was that we're going to have to go into the show, into the front, and they're going to pick you to come up on stage. And what are you going to say? What are you going to do?
Yeah, because I wasn't prepared.
Wasn't prepared for that. You were ready. You wanted. Kim always gives me a hard time for being early everywhere we go. I'm always early, and she said, "Of course, we're always early." But also, it's again, we're going to talk about that, but it's because of partly because of this reason. We were late, and so it was giving you a lot of anxiety. Even me there with you, but it turns out we go in, and an
angel was there.
And an angel was there. He said, "Well, let me look up front to see." And you're thinking, "No." But there's only 4 spots, and there were 6 of us, so we had to sit in the very back.
Yes,
we were like the second row from the back, so we were totally safe.
Yeah, we were safe.
But that's how that's what it looks like, and so kind of what we want to talk about today too is. Kind of what that looks like for Kim, just how does it look in real life? But then as her husband, how do I manage that?
Right, because you don't.
Because I don't experience any of that.
Experienced that before.
I don't. I mean, and I don't have it.
No, right.
I mean, I don't have any anxiety. Like it didn't bother me, anything like that. And so. So just that example, even me being close to you really wasn't helping a whole lot. Even reassuring you, holding your hand, wasn't really reassuring until he said, just find a spot in the back.
Here's a spot right here.
But some of the things I do is one of those things is being early, because it's better to be, if we're going somewhere. Even if we're going to a movie, we'd rather be the first ones in there, sitting there waiting for it for 30 minutes, and then even though we have assigned seats, then being the last one,
so we can find it. We need to find it first.
So and her anxiety and overwhelm and anxiousness also comes out in conversations. So you went with some friends to a wine bar.
I did.
And there was
some male friends that were there just at the bar.
Yes. And they said,
and I had already said, where are y'all going to be, to my friends that I was meeting, where are you going to be? So I need to know exactly when I go in where I need to look, because I need to go straight there. But when I walked in, then I had some guy friends that were over here that I needed to say hello to.
You couldn't just walk by and be rude.
No. And so they just said, what are you up to? And just awkward words flowed out of my mouth
And they were?
because I was not prepared. And there was a reason why that all came out. It was a whole backstory, but what came out was, oh, we're just here interviewing future boyfriends. And then my friend was like this, okay, let's go.
And you just walked away.
And we
You didn't
walked away.
explain nothing.
And we weren't
Just
doing that. We were just meeting a new friend.
a new friend.
A new friend. I got so nervous that it's just things come out wrong and different, and I just have to go, yep, okay.
So over the last couple years, that has increasingly got
Yeah.
more so.
Yeah.
And we kind of want to talk about each couple. If one experiences it, the other one doesn't. It has to really find a way to manage it that best suits them.
Yes.
So for me, I can't understand those feelings.
How it feels.
How it feels.
You don't know how it feels.
I don't know. I don't mind getting in front of people talking. I don't mind going into new places. I don't need to know what door to go into, which way to turn.
You could go to a new restaurant if you wanted to.
Yes, and it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
So kind of how we have managed through it to find what works best for us is we can laugh a lot about it.
We do. We have to laugh out later.
Yes.
Later. Not
later.
at that moment.
Yeah, we're not like, look at you, but about it later, which we can kind of bring some fun to it.
Yes.
And it's your way of trying not to hide it.
Yes.
And then with our friends, we also share it too.
Yes. And I share it more now with
Yes.
people. I will normally.
Within the last year, you have shared more.
Yes. I will normally say to people, I could say something awkward. That's just my anxiety. That's what I do when I get anxious.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easy for me to say that at the beginning than to say we're here interviewing future boyfriends and walk away. Them think, what is Kim doing?
And so our joke is usually when she goes with friends is that she needs a handler.
Yes.
She needs somebody to be with her and not leave her alone.
Yes.
And there's all kinds of things that go with that. So when we go on road trips and we go in a convenience store to use the restroom,
we have to have a place.
I always have to say, I'll meet you right here by the cases of water. I will be right here.
Mm-hmm.
And if we go into any kind of store, have to be next to you, or at least you have to be able to see me in your line of sight
a little bit,
or you panic.
Mm-hmm. I think that you are gone now forever.
And that's your instant thought. If you can't find me, then you think I'm gone forever. Same thing for in a store. And for some reason, you call me and I don't hear my phone, and then you think somebody already took me.
Yes.
You're gonna and then so for you start thinking, how am I gonna get home?
I plan everything out.
Who am I gonna call?
Within seconds, I have planned everything. Same like if I think you or the kids, when they were still at home, like if they should have already been home in those, I'm leaving town and I think I've given them enough time to get home, then by the time they do walk through terrible, but I've already planned a funeral because like everything had just gone wrong and I'm just waiting for them to come and tell me that there has been something has happened. And so it's always immediate worst case scenario.
It
was all played out.
So a couple of years ago, we were going on a vacation, and we were going on a road trip, and you and I had miscommunicated about what time we were leaving. You thought we were leaving an hour earlier.
I did.
So I was at the gym. I was just finishing up, and you called me because you thought we were supposed to be leaving, and I wasn't even home yet, which is not like me.
Which is not like you because you're always early.
Yes.
Do things early.
And I missed your phone call because I was like getting out of my truck, and so it was coming through my truck, but it was on. So anyhow, there was a couple missed calls from you.
Yes.
And so by the time I called you back, which was a few minutes, you had already were trying to figure out who to call. If you call the police, what if a weight fell on me at the gym?
Yes, because I knew you were there by yourself.
Yeah.
And I thought you had been there longer than you had. So I was sure you were under a bar, dead. Yeah.
And this all played out within a few minutes because I didn't answer your call. And I wasn't home because we had
minutes, but
We had
But I had,
miscommunicated.
yeah, but I had been up and I already ate and was kind of thinking like, wow, he's normally home by now. This is odd. And then that starts kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to give it a few minutes. And then, so by the time I called and then missed your, you missed your call a couple of times. By that time, I had put a good 20 minutes thought process into the whole scenario and what they were going to find when they came in
And then what they were going to tell you.
and how they would tell me. And then, okay, what do I need to do about our vacation? Who do I call about that? I mean, the whole plan has to, is just, it's a never ending story in my head.
So is what, so it's not nothing I can understand.
No.
So I can't understand your feelings when that all's happening. But I understand that it does affect you in all different ways. And so is what I try to do is to minimize those things that I can control that help reduce you having those feelings. And one of those is simply um, standing at a certain place. We have I mean, if we go into a restroom, we're going same time, but I say, I'm going to meet you right here. I won't move. Or if you go into a store to go to a restroom and I'm waiting in the truck, I say, well, I'll be right here. And you'll say in this parking spot, yes, I won't move. And so it would not be a funny joke for me to move 2 spots over.
Yeah, that's not funny.
That would set you in a spiral. So I have to be very, if I'm going somewhere, I'll be back at this time. I'm going to do this. If we go into some place, and you have signs, I guess like a poker player has tells. So if we're sitting somewhere, or we're together, and it's in a crowd or with friends, there's certain things you do, with your fingers, how you pick at them, the way you tap your fingers, that I recognize. And then I'll do, whether it's just put my hand on your leg, put my arm around you, just something subtle to help calm you, because I can tell that, and I don't know what it is. I don't necessarily know what's
setting
what's setting
triggering
you,
it.
yes, what's triggering it. I just can tell the tells, the signs, and so I try to minimize that best I can. Again, as we talk about this, I mean, it's gotten more and more in the last year, and you've shared more and more about it, more open about it. So it's still a learning process for us.
Yeah.
Like probably this past, when we went out with friends, that's probably one of the first times that you and I have been together with friends that it kind of went to that extent of you physically, me not really being able to help much.
Yeah, and I think with that too was I had some minutes to figure out it was fixing to be, we were not going to make it in, because once we got turned around, and then one of my friends brought it up on the GPS and said it's going to take us 12 minutes to get there, and the show was starting in 10 minutes.
And so we already knew.
And so I immediately was already starting to panic because we were in Fort Worth, and so I knew that we were not going to be there before it started. And so I had all those minutes of our drive of everybody kind of trying to make a joke about it and be funny, like, oh, we're going to be late, where in my mind it wasn't funny for me.
Yeah, and it was very stressful.
Yeah,
and very almost panicky.
Yeah.
For the rest of it, it's just, oh, okay, we'll just, it's not a big deal. But for you, it was and so really the challenge is to understand if your spouse, whether it's husband or wife, battles with these mental health issues. It can be anything.
Health issues,
to how can you help them emotionally, maybe help them physically.
Yeah. And I will say too, for you, about you, when I'm at home, and I'm lucky enough to be at home, because I don't think I could work outside the home anymore, but.
And that's a discussion we've had lately, that it would be a big challenge.
It would be a very big challenge to go into a job. But even just being at home, some days are just overwhelming, and it's not anything in particular. It's just, and if you can sense it through the text throughout the day that maybe my day isn't going well. And honestly, it's just me here. I mean, there's not a lot that can go on, but you know on the days that I'm having a hard day. And I will say, I mean, you're always so good about it. I was even telling my mom this morning that you were so good about saying, why don't you just sit down and color the rest of the day? And that's something that calms me is I color on my iPad. And you're so good about saying, why don't you sit and, instead of being like, what could possibly be so stressful? But little things can get in my head, and then I just might get overwhelmed. Like I don't know. Should I mop today? I probably should mop today. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't mop. And then that can be a whole day's thing of me worrying, like, should I mop or should I not mop? And that can overwhelm me. And so you are so good about letting me be and supporting that. So I am thankful for that, because I mean, you could be like, it's time for you to go to work and you need to suck it up. And you don't do that to me. So grateful for that. Even sometimes you might get a little frustrated if we're on a train or something and I start having panic attack, but you've always done well. We get it together.
Yes. And so as you listen to that, and you might hear her day and go,
What could you possibly?
What could you possibly be overwhelmed about? And when I'd say, when you have a lot more going on,
mm-hmm.
and I mean, your big schedule every day is going to work out in the morning,
mm-hmm.
and then after that, the day is yours.
Kind of how I make it.
But that is how powerful mental health
yes.
Can be. Mental struggles can be.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it seems super simple to me.
Yeah.
But I know, like you said, even mopping, should I, shouldn't I? And you have all the reasons why you should, why you shouldn't. Is
mm-hmm.
it going to rain? Is it not? Do I
mm-hmm.
wait for the dog? All the things.
Mm-hmm.
And it just becomes overwhelming. And the thing is when we got married, you did not experience any of those.
Mm-mm.
And it's just been a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm. And I did have it. Yeah, when I was young, we just didn't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't. There wasn't a name. I just knew I was having some troubles.
And the interesting thing we've talked about. You did write a book.
Yes.
About your childhood and about the memories you had. Really about the childhood you cherished, and because you always say you had a great childhood.
Mm-hmm.
But you've mentioned before that through the writing of that book, you realized some of the kind of your characteristics you have now.
Yes.
Were present then that you didn't
that
really
I didn't know.
And some of the things that you just thought that's part of being a child, you realize that does affect you now as a 51-year-old female, that those had an impact.
Yeah.
And you really realize that through through that writing.
Yes.
Of how you felt, and so those things can lay dormant for a while, and then they can resurface.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know if we're always looking for a solution for it.
Yeah, I don't either. And and it affects everybody different ways. It kind of paralyzes me, but at the same time, sometimes it, I will just sit and shake or shiver. But I didn't always realize that that's what it was. Again, the same with going to the doctor. I mean, like that was never on my radar that, well, maybe it is anxiety, because I didn't really, I thought I was handling life well. Turns out I wasn't.
And so we do talk about it more.
We do
talk about
it often.
And your awkwardness is things you'll say to people. I mean, just like we were working out the other morning, you got your fingers all crossed in a kettlebell.
I did.
I literally couldn't get undone.
I was stuck.
And so I had to come help you get unstuck.
Yes, And I think that the majority of the class thought it was a kind of a funny,
being funny.
but you saw the look in my face to know I'm about to panic,
Yes.
which meant that kettlebell was probably fixing to land on my face because couldn't get my hands out, and then I was going to start being jerky and just try to get
Because you
out
would panic.
because I was panicking.
And so it started out as a funny, but if I hadn't stepped in to help and let it play out, it would have not ended well.
Yeah.
Because you would have kind of freaked out about
Yeah, I would have. Yeah.
And so there's times that for me, I try to help minimize that when we're out and about to help protect and help manage it.
And I will say, I mean, just very, very, very blunt and honest and transparent is money makes me very, very, very anxious. Everything about money makes me anxious. And you take all of that. You take care of all of it. And you do that to shield me from having to deal with that. Because just for instance, when we bought my car, I didn't want to know how much it was. I knew what I wanted. That was the car I wanted. And you went and made that happen. And I did go, but I had to sit far away, not go in with you because I didn't want to know how much the car was. And you told the guy immediately, she doesn't want to know any of that. Don't tell her. And you took care of all that. And I told you then, I don't ever want to know how much it was I don't want to know my car payment until we pay it off. And the day you paid my car off is the day I found out how much my car was and how much the car payment was, because it overwhelms me. So when people say, how much was your electric bill this month? Or how much was I have no idea.
It's not necessarily because you're kept woman. Is that what you say?
Like you're a kept man.
Yeah. It's really because I know those things, if she would know, would give her anxiety. It doesn't matter the amount, big, small, just the numbers would cause you.
Yes. I can only handle my account.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, that wasn't always like that.
No. No.
It has progressively again. So as we talk, I don't know if I'm helping or hindering you. Quite honestly.
Well, maybe as we talk, I'm like, maybe I should be back on that medicine.
Maybe this is therapy for us. As we,
maybe so. Maybe that medicine was working.
as we say, we don't have any script, and as we and
we're not professionals.
Yeah, as we couple therapy here ourselves, and realize, maybe we do have some issues.
But I don't want you to stop what you're doing. I don't want to have to go back to the real world.
Well, time to get a job, gal. So don't always take our advice.
Yeah.
But we're just saying this is what's worked for us.
This is what has worked for us.
And how we work on managing it.
Yes.
Because you don't have to understand what it feels like as a spouse to do all that. I mean, how it feels. I don't know how you're feeling.
Right. Like you no matter how many times I can tell you, like, this is how, you're never going to know what that feels like.
Right. Because, I mean, to me, like, how do you decide to mop or not? I'm like, that's crazy. Just do it. I mean, to me, I mean, logically thinking, like, well, you just do it or don't do it. I mean,
or you just say your words.
Or you just say your words.
I mean, like sometimes when you look at me to say an open-ended question, that makes me too nervous.
So that's why we always say she's a loose cannon, because we don't know what words are going to come out.
Yeah, because they get all mixed up.
But those things are hard sometimes, and you get overwhelmed and anxiety. But you're very creative. You're very good with written words, and you're very good at those things. But very awkward. You can say odd things. It's almost like Tourette's, but you don't cuss. It's just random stuff that you go, where'd that come from?
Yep.
And then sometimes it's hard for you to find the right word. So you might go through a bunch of different words before you find the right word. But I guess we just wanted to share how we manage it.
Yeah. This is what we do.
Yeah. And just because one spouse doesn't have it doesn't mean that you can't still help your spouse.
Right.
And be a part of that. And if that looks like medication, then by all means, then do that.
Right.
We just have found that we can manage it this way.
Well, we thought we had until we talked about it today.
Yeah. So I don't know. You may see us in your doctor's office. Who knows? So if you see us there, you know exactly why. So you get on medicine. No, but for now, we might have a discussion after this, but
We're not.
or not. As you can see her start to tap her.
Yep,
So all that being said, we do have a hot take for
we
today.
do, and I have
Um,
that.
and that is the only part that's written and scripted.
Today's hot take: you don't marry someone's strength, you marry their struggles too. And you did.
And this was all about um, Kim's mental health struggles and the struggles and things, but have no doubt that in other episodes we'll talk about my
The
struggles.
struggles that I married.
Yes, because don't think struggles are one-sided.
They're not. And just because maybe one partner or spouse has mental struggles, that again doesn't mean the other partner doesn't have their own.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be mental health, it may be something else, but you married them, and that is your job to help them.
To help them,
To help them through
work
it, to
through
be
the
a better
struggles.
person, to help them feel better, to love them through it.
Mm-hmm.
And you do love me through it, and I appreciate that.
And that's really our challenge to you, is that to remember you didn't marry their strengths, you married their struggles, which is the good, the bad, and the ugly, and all that goes with it, however that goes. So that's our challenge, and that's our hot take to you. So thanks for joining us today on Marriage Hot Takes. I'm your host, Aaron.
And I'm Kim.
And we'll see you next time right here on Marriage Hot Takes.